Good morning, Minister Wang. On March the 5th, when President Xi Jinping reviewed the work report in Jiangsu province, he emphasized about food security and the importance of arable land protection. So what will be the measures taken by the Ministry of Natural Resources to hold on to the 1.8 billion mu of arable land? Thank you for the question. And dear media friends, good noon. The Ministry of Natural Resources was established in 2018 after the government institutional reform. Our bottom line is to hold on to the red line of natural resources and optimize the homeland services and to safeguard the rights and interests of resources and assets. General Secretary Xi Jinping has always put high premium on arable land protection. According to him, arable land is the red line of grain outputs. He emphasized that we must always bear in mind food security and be independent. Days ago, he reviewed the Jiangsu delegation during the two sessions, and he reiterated that arable land production is of great significance to the country, and the arable land area could never be reduced anymore. And our ministry has implemented those instructions by conforming to the most stringent arable land protection. This year, there will be three priorities. First, to stabilize the overall supply of arable land. Last year, CPC Central Committee published the National Land Protection Plan, identifying that 1.85 arable land and 1.5 billion permanent farmland must be protected until 2035. In the future, there will be rounds of review, approval at county level, municipal level, and provincial level. And there will be a division of labor in terms of implementing those targets. That's the first priority of this year. Secondly, we will optimize the landscape. This year, we will adopt certain measures, for example, with the incentive and disincentive targeting at the arable land protection, to encourage the southern provinces to resume some of the already lost fine arable land. In that way, we can curb the worsening of the grain production more in the south instead of the north. Third, accountability system. As to arable land protection, all levels of party authorities and government authorities are responsible, so there will be supervision as to their work. We will sign to their responsibilities, and according to the central government requirement, there will be annual performance evaluation. If they break the rules as to arable land protection, there will be a veto. And their responsibilities as to serving the party and the nation will be cancelled. And we must pay special attention to the following. Firstly, the increment of arable land. For the purpose of construction or the restructuring of agriculture, the occupation of arable land must be strictly controlled. If they do need the occupation of arable land, then we must aim at balance. For example, agricultural restructuring, there must be a balance between input and output. And secondly, we must revitalize the available assets to minimize the occupation of arable land and conserve the land resources. We will take certain measures to peg the increment to the available resources, and we will improve the outputs per area. And we will try to strike a balance between the on-land and underground resources. And with assets and technologies input, we will try to save more arable land. Thirdly, law enforcement strictly. We will usher in some penalties. With zero tolerance system, we will crack down upon those occupation behaviors of arable land. And for those illegal projects, the quota for their arable land distribution will be cancelled. In that way, we can continue the replenishment of arable land, and there will be no further reduction of arable land area, as required by General Secretary Xi. We will also work together with legislation. With stringent legal system, we will encourage arable land protection to ensure food security. As our media friends mentioned, with the recent years' efforts, the overall supply of arable land seems to be well protected, with the controlled further reduction of the land area. In 2 years' time, there has been a consecutive increase of arable land area. But we must continue the good efforts to maintain the results, and we are convinced that with the government support and all levels of government efforts and the support of the media friends and all other circles, I believe we can certainly conform to the red line of 1.8 billion arable land area.
请继续提问，请西区后排着黑色西装的男记者提问。
好，谢谢主持人。王部长你好，东方卫视记者提问。我们都说石油是工业的血液，矿产是工业的粮食。中央经济工作会议和政府工作报告中都提到了要加强重要的能源、矿产资源的国内勘探的开发和增值上场。请问针对这方面的内容，自然资源部在接下来有哪些部署和安排？谢谢。
According to the General Secretary, the mining resources are major material basis for economic and social development, so the detection and exploration is an important task for the development of our country. According to the report of the 20th National Congress, this kind of strategic resources has to be guaranteed. Currently, in China, we have a high dependence concerning some important mining resources, and the demand for some of the major mining resources concerning the manufacture of new materials is also increasing. Therefore, it is our task to improve supply of these mining resources so as to make sure that the industrial chain and supply chain of major mining resources are secured. Our work is as follows. First, to kickstart the first round of mine searching campaign, and we have stipulated the 14th five-year plan concerning mining detection, and our focus will be the strategic mining resources in our territory, and hopefully we can add a new batch of mining bases on the list. Second, we are hoping to optimize the investment scheme that can attract social capital to join this process, to join this industry. Policies will be issued to create a more favorable market environment, attracting social capital to invest and join this mining searching process. For example, this comprehensive mining detection campaign has to be coordinated with the mining location situation of China. We need to lift the restrictions for the strict categorization of mining resources, because in China, one of the characteristics is that we have a lot of accompanying mines that are very close to the major mining resources. We also will be opening up a Tier 2 market for mining resources so as to attract more businesses to invest in this process. So we are aiming at mines that are of higher quality and bigger scale. 3, we will further be optimizing the taxing scheme for the transfer of mining owning rights. And we will be making adjustment to that policy, and the taxation scheme will be based on the annual income of the mines, so as to make sure that the national interest will not be undermined, and will also be reducing the burdens for the mining industries. Besides, we will also be strengthening the technological support for mining industry and detection. According to the instructions of the General Secretary, we will be digging deeper into the earth, speeding up the efforts of major technological innovation projects, and strengthen our research at the basic scientific research, so as to make major breakthroughs in terms of mining detection. We also need to solve the bottleneck problems in terms of mining and exploration, so that to make sure that most of the major equipment are made in China. Thank you. Next question.
请光明日报记者提问。
谢谢主持人，来自光明日报记者提问。王部长您好，今天是我们国家的植树节。 习近平总书记在参加首都义务植树活动时曾经强调，要牢固树立绿水青山就是金山银山的理念，加强生态保护和修复。今年政府工作报告也提出，实习实施重要生态系统保护和修复重大工程。下一步，自然资源部将通过哪些重大的举措来推动这项工作？
in terms of ecological conservation and restoration.
今天是我国第45个植树节。
Today is a special day
这也是我们国家在生态文明建设方面重要的
also an important landmark for ecological conservation in China.
总书记啊，从18大以来，
Since the 18th National Congress, the General Secretary has been participating in the Arbor Day activities every year, showcasing his strong commitment of building China into a more ecologically friendly country. So our work is done under the instruction of the State Council, the City Center Committee, and the State Council. So our ecological conservation and restoration work is a priority to us. Last year, we have made some major progress. For example, we are among the first countries to make the proposal that we need to safeguard the red line of arable land. We have built the national park system that is second to none in the world. We also have organized 44 protection projects that helps preserve natural resources, including forest, water, and desert, and prevent desertification. And the area for deserts has been reduced for 2 consecutive years now. We have made major achievements in this regard. And coming up, we will continue to base our strategies on the national strategy of building a beautiful and more environmentally friendly China. First, protection comes first. We will continue to gear up the efforts in terms of national park construction. We know that we have natural reserves for pandas, for the rivers, regions, and among other 5 national parks. We will also be carrying out our plan according to our strategies in Qingling and Yellow River and natural reserves for the Asian elephants and so on. This year, we will also be speeding up this effort of the stipulation of the National Park Law. We will also ensure that the natural reserves can be better protected by laws. And second, we need to carry out more systematic protection. We will deploy a batch of major projects concerning ecological conservation. We all know that our environmental protection projects are evaluated as top 10 ecological conservation flagship projects by the United Nations. This is a new name card for China's ecological conservation effort and also the Chinese solution to the environmental protection mechanism. And this year, we will continue to carry out projects at the Tibetan Plateau and the Yangtze River as well as the Yellow River. And a batch of new projects will also be issued and initiated. Besides, the coastal line protection and restoration must go hand in hand with the protection of other areas, especially the protection of wetland at the coastal area and the invasion of foreign species. We also will be making better use of the deserted mining pits and locations. 3, we must carry out scientific greening projects for forestation. We need to improve the function for ecological system and improve the diversity of our ecological system.